So when I was a younger man, I was probably 12, I had one thing that I really had a difficulty with. I had many things, but one thing in particular. I really didn't like putting my socks away. I'd take them off, I'd leave them by my bed because, who needs to put them in the laundry bin? Maybe I'd go out in the hallway and I'd be walking somewhere and decide, I don't need to be wearing socks right now, I'll just take them off and leave them here. I'd be upstairs reading a book. Wherever I was just leaving socks all over the house. Finally, Mom caught on and decided something had to be done. So she came up with a creative way to provide a consequence for those actions. Whenever I would leave my socks somewhere, I'd have to put them on, take them off, and walk them to the laundry room. And each additional time, so for example, the second time, I'd have to take them on, put them on, take them off, walk them to the laundry room, come back, put them on, take them off, and walk them to the laundry room. Started to stack up after a couple of weeks, maybe 5, 10 times, until one day I remember going from the mailbox, however they got there, I don't know, putting them on, taking them off, going inside over 20 times. And at that point in time, I realized there's some importance for me changing my ways. Before, I didn't really see any significance. Who cares if there are socks on the floor? It's a pair of socks. What's that going to harm anyone? But once the consequence became real and very, very time-consuming, I started taking that to heart. And I've so far pretty much cut that off for the most part. But the point I'm making is, if we don't think something's important, we aren't going to do it. Even more so, we aren't going to do it with all our hearts. Everyone, once you hit your adult age, you start going to work. And people show up to work, rain or shine, they show up to work. Maybe if they're sick even, you get some sick days, but if those are up, you're going to work because that's important to you. You need to make your money so you can pay your bills. You need to make money so you can enjoy your time and, maybe be able to retire one day. That's an aspiration that we all have. People spend a lot of time with their families. At least some people, it's very important to them. They'll do anything for a family member. They'll make sure that if there's a family member's event that they're attending, they're going to be attending. Someone else who, from work's event, they're going to be at that family member's event. Just like we take work and we take family and many other things. For people, there are many things that are important to them. We need to think about all the things that God has commanded us to do. Even if we don't feel like they're that important, they obviously are, because God commanded us. He commanded us to give what we have. He commanded us to help the poor, the needy, the sick, visit the widows and the fatherless. And if we think, well, someone else is going to do it, it's not that important for me to do it, we're very wrong. And when we think that way, we're setting ourselves up for doing something half-heartedly. Because if someone tells you, oh, we should go visit this person, and you say, well, okay, fine, we'll go visit them. That's not doing something with all your heart. And God forbid if we were to go to church, or we were to be reading the Word in our homes alone, and we were thinking, I'll go to church on the weekend. I don't really need to read my Bible at home. I don't need to pray every day. I pray at the meals. That's good enough. It's not that important. We'll find ourselves going down a slippery slope. It's very important that we find the things that God thinks are important to be important to us. We need to take the commandments of God and apply them to our lives. In the Bible, you can read that God commands us to be perfect. Sure, we're weak, but through the Holy Spirit, if we find true importance in trying to achieve that goal, strive for that goal, we will be able to. Jesus said that He wouldn't give us anything we couldn't bear. So why would He command us to be perfect, even as your Father in heaven is perfect, if we wouldn't be able to attain that? We need to take this, apply it to our lives, and give all to God because it's so important to do so.